Hello guys, this is Ride On Academia. Today we are looking on the errors that do not affect the agreement of our trial balance. Okay, the correction of those errors that do not affect our trial balance agreement. Still on that series, but today we are looking at error of principle. Alright? Error of principle. Now, the error of principle simply talks about the account, okay, a wrong class of account. That is, the item was entered in a wrong class of account. Okay, we have classes of account: personal, impersonal. Okay, we have a real and nominal account. Okay, they are all classes of account. Now, in this case, the item was entered. Maybe if it's supposed to be a debit item, it was debited but in a wrong class. Okay, and it's supposed to be a credit item, it was also credited but in a wrong class. So in this case, we'll be seeing how to correct that error. It's a very simple method of correction, alright? It doesn't really involve much work. So our first example is that a motor van bought for 300 naira was entered in motor expenses account, alright? Motor van bought for 300 naira, right, was entered in our motor expenses account. So we are still making use of our journal. Alright, so in this case we have that a motor van bought for 300 naira was entered in motor expenses account, alright? So we have two different classes of account, okay? They are both debit items. Expenses are debited, assets are debited. But in this case, we have that instead of debiting a motor van account, instead a motor expenses account was debited, alright? So in correcting this error, we'll be removing our money from motor expenses account and taking it back to motor van account. Are we together? So since our motor expenses account was debited, that means in correcting this error, we'll be crediting our motor expenses account. In other words, we are removing our money from there, okay? When we credit it, the both error will cancel out each other, alright? Then we have removed our money and then we'll take it back to our motor van account. So in this case, our motor van account will be debited, alright, with the actual amount of 300 naira, right? And then we'll be crediting our motor expenses account. Alright, I'm using ESP for expenses, alright? We'll be crediting our motor expenses account with 300 naira. In this way, we have cancelled out the entry from our motor expenses, alright? So in describing our error, okay, or the correction we've made, we can just say that purchase of motor van entered in motor expenses account, alright? I'm still using my ESP. Now corrected. Alright. So we have described this account successfully, right? So, and we have corrected this error. Now we're taking our next example quickly. We have that a purchase of furniture of 50 naira, alright, was entered in furniture expenses account. So in this case, it's also a purchase case, alright. We have a purchase of furniture for 60 naira was entered in our furniture expenses account. So we're going to be doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing in this case. Alright, so we have that a purchase of furniture for 50 naira was entered in furniture expenses account, alright? So we'll be removing our money from furniture expenses. Usually they are both debit account, alright? But now a wrong class of account was debited. So we have to remove our money from that class, alright? And by removing our money, we have to cancel out that entry. By cancelling out that entry, that means we'll be crediting that account, okay? So when we credit our furniture expenses account, the credit entry will be cancelling out the debit entry already. Are we together? and then we'll be entering our amount in the furniture account. Alright, so we have furniture account, which is a debit account in this case. We'll be entering 50 naira, and then we have furniture expenses. Right, we'll be entering in 50 naira to correct the error. Now, what we're left with is our description, okay? So we can also say that the purchase of furniture, alright, entered in furniture expenses account has now been corrected. So we have described our account successfully. Okay, so this is our description for our adjustment or entries made. Now we have come to the end of this series, okay, or of this section on correction of error of principle. If you've not seen our previous videos, error of omission, error of complete reversal of entries, alright, just do it to trek through and look at them. If you've not subscribed to our channels, please do so. We say thank you to all our subscribers and to all our new viewers. See you in our next class. Thank you.